Okay, here we go. Here is the tutorial on how to play the game. First, you load it, and then actually, first thing we're going to do is get the player pictures. So you go to Add-on Central and add a server. And the server we're going to add is ootpmods.com. It's a great site. It has all kinds of add-ons and shit. You can see like ballparks databases for like historical play, FaceGen, which is the utility for player pictures, logos, photos, templates, others, etc. Player photos are actually here. FaceGen is for fictional stuff, I think. So you just need to add. You scroll down and add this link right here. So you just paste that in to add a server and blam and it does its thing. And this is everything in the OOTP mods um, server, and you would download the all-in-one player photos, all logos, etc. And that's how you get the player photos and all that shit. So then we continue game because you're always gonna play the game you leave off at. When I import, I'll be importing my 15 game into here, so it'll have all the updated features and stuff. All right, so this is the team home screen. It has everything here in just a kind of a high level overview. You have your inbox, which can also be accessed through all the drop down menus. So, for example, we can see that Detroit and Washington made a trade right here. So Rajay Davis got traded for Jordan Zimmerman. How I don't think that's a very good trade, but whatever. You can turn this stuff off if you don't want it to. If you want to mimic real life, you can. I do fictional players in my league, so that it doesn't really matter. It's just the teams that are important. Um, so here's your new screen. So basically, let's just jump into a game real quick. So you go to play, and then play game right here. This link. This one will simulate it if you want to. This one here, you can play it. And then for the first time, if people haven't had their player photo published, then it'll automatically generate. Okay, so main screen, this is Jay Smith, this is me, this is just the default name. So I'm controlling everything on my team. Ryan Sandberg controls everything on his team. DH, no, because it's at Philadelphia. Warm up required. The warm up rule is not, it's not a good rule, so just ignore it. Always say no warm up required. Basically, when you want to make a pitching change, all you have to do is make a pitching change. This tells you where you are. Player photos display on field, yes. Show field header, yes. Game sound enabled. I don't play with sound. I just don't care for it. Ball animation. I also don't play with that. I don't care about it. We'll play with it just so you can see what it's like. You can have the play-by-play will be at the bottom of the screen, etc., etc. And I do play-by-play speed. I do very fast. For now, I'll just do fast, and then I do per line. Blah blah blah. Okay, so here's our lineup. Right now, so I'm going to go to the Boston starting lineup here, and Christian Vasquez needs a day off because I think he has been overworked. So I'm going to go here, and then I can go to all players is what's the default. I'm just going to go to all batters because it's easier. So I can drag and drop Hannigan in there, select catcher, and I think he should bat in the 8th spot, so I just drag and drop him there. There's Miley, he's my pitcher, all good. Start game up here in the top right. And okay, so now the game photos here, this is the default photo. I don't have it up, but you can download other pictures if you want to. So this is kind of like a clunky version. Okay, so this is so everyone's red here. You can see the different tones in the red. So it's like your players, team colors, etc. So here's Mookie Betts. He's leading off. So I do everything by the batter, and you can do it by pitch. To me, it's just it takes too long to do that way. So basically, when I click swing away, it's going to take me to the last pitch in the at bat. So if it was a 3-2 count, this is what happens. If it's a 2-1 count, this is what happens. So I'm going to swing away. And it's partly cloudy day, 9 miles per hour. Here's the pitch. And ball 4. So Mookie just walked. And he is on first base now. And you can see with this diagram, doesn't really, like, he looks like he's fucking the first base coach. Not fucking the first base coach, but it looks like he is the first base coach. Here's his speed and stealing ratings. So this is on a 20-point scale. So 1 being the absolute worst, 20 being the absolute best. So he's got some juice in those legs. So now the other options open up here. So with Pedroia up at the plate, I can hit and run. I can run and hit, which is you force the runner to run no matter what. Hit and run is kind of you run on contact. Send forced, which is something to do with anal sex. So he can steal second base. So let's just steal second base, see what happens. Didn't get a good jump. So that happens a lot. So again, like run and hit is you force the runner to run and then the batter swings. Hit and run is that they kind of go at the same time. You can bunt, take a pitch. Like I don't ever bunt. It's just not worth it. Swing away. So we swing. There's a loopa. And he's got it. So then you just hit click anywhere. You see the corresponding, the number 1 and swing away. So if I push 1 on the keypad, it's just going to do what that corresponds with. And then I don't know how to, honestly don't know how to do a 10 or 11 or 12, but these are like kind of things that you would just click anyway. You can also hit the space bar. So Napoli hits the space bar, and that also mimics a 1. So he misses, strikes out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now you see all my bros here on the team. Pedroia, I don't know what that thing, this is a new thing. It's like I think he has AIDS or something. Frank Howard leading off. Let's not even pretend to know what the hell is up with that. The AI has its issues at times, but for the most part, it's fine. So here, with Wade Miley defense, I can pitch, which is just, you throw the ball. Pitch around is kind of, you try to hit the corners of the plate. You are more susceptible to walking a batter with pitch around. How it segues is that the control rating, the better the control, the better you can hit the outside corners of the plate, the more useful pitch around is. Stuff is just blowing away hitters. So it's just like your pure, like how fast you can throw the ball, which is if you're a better strikeout pitcher, you pitch more. Movement is how, whether the ball moves or not, the lower the movement, the more home runs you're going to give up. So the ratings are like the basis of everything. We'll cover that later. So anyway, with Miley, we'll just pitch. Toes the slab. Swung on. Hit hard to third. And he's got himself a hit. Alright, I'm just going to go to the options screen real quick. And I am going to disable ball animations. And do speed very fast just to get things moving a little. We're only going to watch a couple of innings. Go back to the broadcast tab. You have the network tab where you can watch. It's like kind of an ESPN layout and stuff. You have your box score, which is continuously up to date. Broadcast here. So anyway, Miley Ruiz, and he just doubled. So now also when second and third, so I'm going to pitch around here because even if I walk the guy, it's okay, and he's got a less chance to make contact. So pitch around, and he scored a run, but didn't fly out. So Ryan Howard's up. If I wanted to, I could hit him just because, I'm like, here, eat 9 dicks, and there you go, bang. Now he's on base. It's 1 pitch instead of an intentional walk. There you go. Cody Ash just, what did he do? He popped out. When the play-by-play goes on, half the time I'm only looking at the bottom of it anyway to see what the end result is. Chase Utley, we're going to pitch around again, and he got hit. I didn't intentionally do that. So bases are loaded. You know what? Shit's getting a little heavy. Going to go visit the mound. Miley says, I am perfectly fine. Let me pitch, please. I say, thank you. Jordan Danks is up, former Chicago White Sox. Pitch, and he's out. Yay! So Philly, after all that disaster, Philly only got a run. Here comes Hanley Ramirez. Let's just take a look at him real quick. Here's his rating. So again, out of a 20-point scale. So a 12 is generally considered someone who could potentially hit 300. Based off those ratings, you can hit anywhere from 280 to 320. Who knows how it's going to go? That's the beauty of this game. It just kind of does different things. His gap power, what he can do to the doubles and triples, basically. Let's consider it that. Home run power, just how he can straight jack the ball. Eye and discipline, his walking abilities, and avoiding strikeouts, how often he strikes out or not. You get a speed rating here. It's how fast he runs. Stealing, it's how smart he is on the bases. So stealing is not necessarily how fast he is, it's how smart he is. Base running is when the ball is in play, how fast he can go around the bases, sack bunt, and bunt for hint. It's got all of his info over here, his age, where he's from, blah, 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 his fucking exorbitant salary. His morale is good, blah, blah, blah. So let's go back to the game, and also has the full stats down here. All right, so he's going to hit, and he's out. Xander, we're just going to hit away. So that's what you're doing. Most of the time, you're going to just be hitting away. So he got a little base knock there. Hannigan sitting in the 7th spot for some reason. He is out. Oh, we're in the NL Park. And Victorino got on base with a single. And now Wade Miley's up. He's a 5 out of 20 in contact. So it's not very good for a pitcher. I guess it's all right, but still, in all likelihood. Oh, but he walked. And here comes Mookie. Here's Mookie. We want a big jack from Mookie right now, so we got our fingers crossed. Swing away. And he's out. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's the... so now let's just fast forward. We'll just make shit up. Pretend Miley was sucking it hard. So we go to substitutions. We're like, Brandon Workman deserves to come in, so we drop him in. And that's how you do a relief pitcher. Boston substitutions broadcast. So sub is your team. Philly, you can see who's left on their bench. And they're like, oh, well, Herrera is still there, so watch out for him. He's a real funny guy. Okay, so just pitch. And I'm like, oh, God. All right. Workman got one out, did his job. I'm going to drop down to all batters. Brock Holt deserves the chance to pitch. So we put Brock Holt in. And against David Buchanan. And Brock Holt now is the proud owner of a 0 ERA. So, and on that play, though, I want to put in a defensive stalwart. So, got David Ortiz. We're going to put him in a short. And you can see here his defensive rating is just a slash. They're like, not even going to bother with that. So, like 15 for Napoli at first, 17 Pedroia. Those are good. 9 in left field for Hanley. It's out of a 20-point scale again. So, a 9 is kind of, it's not, there's nothing wrong with a guy who's a 9. Shortstop, in the infield, when guys don't have the defense, it's like their range factor. So when you have a 2 as a range factor or a 0, you're just not going to get the ball. So it's going to allow more hits. So the high level, everything impacts like something else. So the way you pitch, the way your fielders are, if you steal, hit and run, it's all going to influence everything, and it's all based off of statistics and stuff. So okay, so let's just we're gonna simulate down here, so you can just click to the 9th inning. It's now 7-5 Boston. Johnny Paps on the hill, and we're just gonna simulate the game. It's over. It goes to the box score. We see that the Phillies beat us, so the Red Sox are now 1-2 on the season. You have your full box score, just standard, all that good stuff. Brock Holt, oddly enough, gave up 6 runs in 2 innings. Who would? When you're done, leave game, and then you can dick around in the world, do whatever you want. Go to your home screen. You can go to the standings. You can click off show leaderboard, see who's leading the league and everything. When you're done with the day, you click finish today. And then you see it moves you to your next day. That's it for now. We'll do it again soon.